فشر يحاك لكم أمتي يريد الفناء ورب السماء. فيا أمتي أنصتوا واسمعوا فجل الأمور بلغ في خفاء. قنابلهم كالسموم تدار فما من صدوق وما من إخاء. فشر يحاك لكم أمتي يريد الفناء ورب السماء. فيا أمتي أنصتوا واسمعوا فجل الأمور بلغ في خفاء. قنابلهم كالسموم تدار فما من صدوق وما من إخاء وما من إخاء.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's another day for Inside Islam. I'm Rashid Chiwanuka. Today is the 19th day, Dhul Hijjah, 14,044, mashallah, remaining with few days to Muharram. We are here again to discuss Islam, and today we are looking at the youth councils, the UMSC youth councils. It's a new structure, mashallah. We shall discuss it with the national chairman, UMSC Youth Council, Brother Habib Mustafa. He's going to take us through these structures, the relevance of these structures. Why is it there? Because initially it was not there, but now, after this new constitution, we have it. So we want to look at how the youth is going to use these structures, either to empower himself, okay, to understand UMSC structures, and what is the relevance of these structures, mashallah. Brother Mustafa, you're welcome to UBC.
Thank you.
And say salam to our viewers, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Honorable Habib Mustafa,
okay,
the National Chairman of UMSC Youth Council,
okay,
from Luwero Muslim District. I am a member.
Just a moment. How is Brother Mustafa? How are you?
I'm very fine.
Mashallah.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah. So, you're the national chairman?
Yes, I am the national chairman
UMSC?
Of UMSC Youth Council.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is Brother Habib?
My
Briefly.
background,
yes,
is a bit short.
I know. Because of the years and the
I am Habib Mustafa. I am from Bombo, the Nubian land.
Mashallah.
From Luwero Muslim District, East Buganda Muslim region, to the hill of Kampala.
Oh, mashallah.
The Kampala. I happen to be the chairman of Bombo, that is under local government.
Chairman of Bombo what?
Bombo Town Council.
Oh, mashallah.
That is under local government.
LOC1?
Leading the youth council of Bombo, as well as a youth leader in Luwero District,
okay,
as well, and National Youth Council, the local government.
Okay.
I am a teacher by profession.
Oh, mashallah.
I am as well married. So that is my small background.
Okay.
But I am here today as the national chairman of all Muslim youth
councils
in Uganda.
Oh, mashallah.
If you talk about the Muslim youth, you are very much aware that Muslims make 14% from the total population yes, of Uganda. So from the 14% population, the 70% of that population
the youth
are the young people.
Okay.
So I'm leading the biggest number of the Muslim youth in Uganda across all the regions of Uganda.
Of the 10 regions?
Yes.
Okay. How do you become the national chairman? Because take us through the journey,
okay,
to the topmost leadership.
Now, according to the newly amended constitution of Uganda Muslim Stream Council,
okay,
we happen to have the UMSC Youth Council as a structure,
okay,
and the UMSC Women Council. These structures have not been here for so long. Since
Basically 6 months, 7 months now?
Yeah. Since 1972, these structures have not been here officially in the Constitution of Uganda Muslim Stream Council.
Okay.
So I count myself as the first,
the pioneer,
the first national chairman,
okay,
of all the Muslims
already history made
in Uganda, and it's already history made. Those who will come after me will read me in books, of records, that I became the first national chairman of all the young people.
The son of Bombo became the first national chairman of UMSC Council.
Yes, as history repeats itself, it was the Nubian from Koboko who started the Uganda Muslim Stream Council in 1972 under the leadership of the late Idi Amin Dada. Now, it's now the grandson
being the first
of the same tribe, being the first person to be the national chairman of the
mashallah.
Youth are the marginalized group. We have been marginalized.
Why do you lament that you are marginalized? You're not marginalized because you have the 70%.
The 70% is there, but our old guards are not
giving the space.
The spaces are there, but they are not giving us.
They are not giving us training. What?
Of course, youth needs empowerment, but they are not well empowered.
Before you go into the empowerment, first take me through the journey. How do you from I'm looking at Mustafa in Bombo to Mustafa at the national level.
Exactly, that's where I was heading. Now, after the amendment of the Constitution, recently, UMSC, Uganda Muslim Stream Council, conducted its election from the mosque level. We count the mosque level as the first structure of Uganda Muslim Stream Council. So we started there. We had to elect the chairperson for the youth at the mosque level. Every mosque level. And then we elected youth councillors who are representing the youth of the certain mosque
to the county.
To the county.
The Twali.
To the Twali. Now, after reaching the county, we have to collect all the youth under the mosques which are found in that certain county. Remember, as it is in the National Youth Council, in the local government, we use college election. It's not an other election, it's a structure election. So we have to sit as a structure of certain mosques to the county, and we elect ourselves. One, the secretary for the youth affairs to the county, and the councillor representing the youth of that certain county
to the district.
That is the Muslim district.
That is the structure.
We have 78 Muslim districts in Uganda. It means we have 78 youth leaders, 2 counties, now to 78 Muslim districts. Now, when we reach to the district, we collect all the counties and they sit together. Again, they elect within themselves, within their structures, their leader, the secretary for the youth to the district. He as well works as the chairperson of that district. Then they elect another leader or a representative
to the region.
Now, we have 10 Muslim regions in Uganda. It means we have 10 representatives.
From each region?
From each region. Now, the councillors who are representing the youth to the region, they form a committee. We call it an ad hoc committee. They sit, like for example, in my region, we are
that 11, is East Uganda.
That is East Uganda Muslim region. We have 11 representatives from each district. That is from Wakiso, Nakasongola, Luwero, Buikwe, Kayunga, Chankwanzi. There are 11 Muslim districts. Mukono and others. Buikwe. We sit and elect within ourselves one youth representative to the General Assembly to represent the ideas of the youth to the General Assembly. That is the first organ
Oh,
A
the Muslim parliament.
Yes, the Muslim parliament is the legislative organ of all the Muslims in Uganda. So we elect one youth to go and represent
the region
to the General Assembly.
Okay.
Now, remember we have the 10 Muslim regions.
Yes.
After reaching to the General Assembly, now the 10 youth representatives, they constitute what we call the UMSC Youth Council.
Okay.
The UMSC Youth Council has 10 members.
Okay.
The 10 members are coming from the 10 Muslim regions.
MashaAllah.
Now, after reaching there, they sit down, they elect within themselves a chairperson.
That is you.
That is me now.
Oh, MashaAllah.
I was elected within the 10 members. Those are representatives from the 10 Muslim regions.
It seems like a very difficult and challenging journey.
Of course, it's
from the grassroots, from Masjid Nur in Bombo to the national headquarters. Wow, what a journey.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. You have to go through a lot. You have to go through. You have to put in a lot.
Money or what?
Of course, not that money, because religious politics does not need that money.
Really?
But not much.
Okay, not much, but
not much. But there is some, of course. Okay. And when you come more so to youth politics, you have to have some money.
You have mentors. Maybe you used mentors to pave a way for you.
No, I call myself a self-made.
Really?
Because I made myself from the ground. To the national level. Actually, let me tell you the story. I had this dream before.
Oh.
At one time, I will become a Muslim youth leader.
Okay.
I attended a certain symposium. It was organized by Sheikh Radhia by then.
I know.
She was still the secretary for the women and youth.
Why do you say by then? Now
by then.
She is secretary for
now,
what now?
She's now the secretary for the women and children.
Not youth.
Not youth.
Oh.
Youth now is an independent secretariat.
Who is heading it?
So far right now, we don't have a secretary, but we are soon getting him or her. But we have an independent secretariat,
MashaAllah,
which is now independent from, which was separated from Sheikh Radhia. But she's still our mentor.
Our guardian and mentor.
So she organized the symposium. I came there as a
participant.
Actually, I was not even invited. I was just passing by. I had come to pray.
So it was a trespass.
I found a symposium going on. Then I saw a banner.
You flocked in.
That Muslim Youth Symposium. I said, no, I have to enter into this symposium.
Then you flocked in.
So I gained that momentum from there and then. Because I asked a lot of questions. Do you have a youth structure? That no. Do you have a youth leaders? No. So I gained that momentum from there.
Then you said now there is a gap.
I started to coordinate with the youth. I made a WhatsApp group. So I started from there. So the election came when I had that ambition and vigor to lead the Muslim youth. So from my mosque, that is Masjid Abdurrahman Kabula.
Not Nur.
Not Nur. Nur is the biggest mosque in Bombo. But for me,
for us, ours is Masjid Wabiko.
Masjid Wabiko.
The
newly renovated mosque. So for me, I come from the Masjid Abdurrahman. It's in Kabulanaka village, Bombo Town.
Okay.
Bombo Town County. So that's why I started. But because of my background of the youth politics, of course,
it was easy for you.
I had a lot to tell the people that, for me, I have my ambition. I was very open to everyone that for me, my ambition
is like
to
this late MP who said, I go and eat.
Yes, let me go and eat. But in religious politics, of course, no eating.
No eating, yes.
Yeah, just...
deliberating policies and strategies?
All that, yes.
So tell us, you're a new person in the General Assembly, comprised of the elders, people who have been your seniors for so long, you're too young. How do you find the situation, the leadership?
Of course, our journey, since we were elected, that was the 3rd December. Up to now, I think we are making like 7 months. Our journey have not been that easy because people have not yet known us much. People are still taking us as the other normal,
the jokers.
normal youth, normal jokers. People are even, most of the people don't know even that there is a youth structure.
Oh.
You find sheikhs, leaders and others.
So you're still lacking sensitization?
A lot of sensitization. Actually not even on national level, from the mosque level.
Oh.
Ever since the youth were elected, they were just left there redundant.
Maybe they are not empowered from the grassroots level.
Yeah, that
Because when the lack of empowerment, someone cannot just come out and say, I'm the youth leader, because there's nothing can do.
Of course, being a new structure, people are still just catching up with it slowly. You know, people are still locked with the other adult suffrage leadership. Are you together? You know, youth have not been engaged more in religious activities.
Actually, because youth and the women were left for some good time.
Now,
but I think now, being that it's a new thing, probably.
Now, it's still a new thing, as I told you. Our clerics have not yet catched up with this new leadership. Others are seeing as we have come up to take up their positions.
Your competitors.
As are looking at us as competitors.
Threats.
As threats. They are reviewing what youth have been doing to them for so long. According to the history of Islam, of how youth have been doing, and so on and so on.
And actually, according to the sentiments, we had abavuka bawamba abakadde. So maybe they're still looking at you in that angle.
So this is a new generation and a new era of, I can call them immunized youth.
Oh.
Because we have never had an immunized generation like this one.
Like this one. Thanks to the government of Uganda.
Ours is more of engagement than doing the right thing and than fighting for our rights.
Okay.
Than kuwamba mizigiti.
That kuwamba is true.
That narrative is no longer here. Ours is to sit down. We want to sit down with the elders, with the old guards, to tell us what we are supposed to do, and to let us also inform them what are the youth demands. Because it's like a saying, we have been sitting down and listening to them for so long.
Maybe you need to let them understand the Constitution, because whatever you're doing now is embedded in the Constitution. How about that?
Yes, it's well.
So it means there is laxity in letting people understand the Constitution.
Of course, people know the Constitution. I cannot tell that people does not read the Constitution. They know it. But it's just understanding the concept, the perception they are taking. They are taking us. They are looking at us as jokers, as people who have just come to grab away their power, as people who are going to disorganize the whole council. But at least from December up to now, they can get a good image of us. Youth challenges are not only stopping on riots, are not only stopping on grabbing people's possessions. We have a lot of problems. Yet we are making the biggest population, but our leaders have not come to realize that time will come when actually we are the ones seated in those positions.
Because last time I heard you in one of your messages, as if you're threatening the old guards that you people used to be, someone should be at least waiting for that thing to happen tomorrow.
No.
Don't you think that you need to have a more sugar-coated language?
No.
To make them understand that at least you have to be there when they are away.
Sugar, it's not sugar coating. I will not accept that.
You don't want that?
Sugar coating is a bit different from what we are trying to communicate to our people. What we are telling our parent is the fact.
That what?
That whether they want or not, in 20 years to come, the 78% population will be the one sitting in the same chairs they are sitting.
So what do you want them to do now? Because they are still in there.
Now, being that they are still there, let them guide us and let them involve us.
Okay.
We get a good handle.
Transition.
Yeah, let us get a good transition and let us be handled well so that we also take care of the same position they are having now.
Okay.
All together.
Now, you're still watching UBC. I'm with Honorable Habib Mustafa, the national chairperson UMSC Youth Council. She's taking us through the journey of this new structure, mashallah, of UMSC. Sheikh, was it relevant to have youth councils in the constitution, and why?
Yes, it is, because you cannot have a leadership minus the youth. Youth are the background of this economy, and youth are the background of this generation. You cannot lead people without them.
I know.
You cannot have a good leadership without the biggest percentage of the people you're leading.
Oh. You must include them into the leadership.
You must include them. Because the people you are leading are having a 75% number. So, from the 75%, you have remained with only 25%.
Well, we have, yes.
Now, do you think that you will only work with the 25%?
No.
And go?
Inclusivity must apply here now.
It means inclusion. And it's not only including us in only positions. We need inclusion in all the activities.
Okay.
In all the activities. We don't want to hold positions
and sitting
to
there.
think that you are now including us. No.
So you're not fighting for positions?
We are fighting for inclusion. Because positions alone cannot influence everything. You can hold the positions, but you cannot be a decision maker.
Honorable, when I look at UMSC now, let me talk about the national headquarters now. When I look at all the departments and the ministries, I can see inclusivity now. Look at the Secretary General acting now. Look at the Secretary for Awqaf. Look, actually, all departments I can see there is a lot of transition and things that are changing. Don't you appreciate that?
What is a youth? And who is a youth?
It's a question to you. It's a question to you.
Now,
because when I talk about the transition, that we keep transiting gradually.
I once attended a certain conference where His Excellency, the President, was the guest of honor. We posed the same question to him.
That who is the youth?
Who is a youth?
Then it's you to tell us, because now you're youth.
Of course,
you're the national chairman now.
According to the Constitution, that a youth is that person who is from... A youth is not biology.
Hey.
Youth is ideology.
Okay. Meaning?
How? Meaning that the ideas, the perception we had that I will only be a youth from 18 years
to
30 years, and my youth will end there, and I enter into another step of life. It's not the perception he had. He was telling us that being a youth is ideology. How you think. You can be 50 years, but you're thinking as a youth.
Now,
you can be 20 years, but when it's the reverse.
Okay, okay.
So being a youth is ideology according to the old man.
But
not biology.
Let's go back to your constitution you're serving, leave alone the national constitution, but your UMSC constitution. How does it describe a youth?
The newly amended constitution describes a youth as a person from the age of 18 years to 30 years.
Okay.
And by the next 2 terms, I will not be the chairman of the youth.
Next 2 terms, so it means you're 28, 20 something? You don't want
close
to
there.
Okay, fine. Okay, okay.
Close there. I will not
how many years for a term?
It's 5 years.
So you still have 10 years?
I have only 4 years and a half now. Term limit, it will be a mandate of the voters.
Oh, to bring you back or to do
either to bring me back, either to tell me to go back in bomb and dig.
Okay.
But what we focus on now is not the next election, but it's the mandate of the youth. What do they need?
Yes.
What are their problems?
Okay.
Muslim youth have been left out for so long. You will allow me to also tell you this, that we have a lot of programs for the youth.
Okay.
The government have done a great job to bring out different programs for the young people. They are good. We have the Youth Livelihood Program.
Okay.
We have the current parish development model. We have the Myoga and many other programs.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the youth Muslims are not benefiting.
And nowhere to be seen because you didn't have structures.
We have structures now.
You didn't have structures.
But yes, but we have them now.
Okay.
But why they are not benefiting up to now? Because most of the government program have what we call riba or interest. Like for example, Youth Livelihood Program have a percentage of 10% of interest from which you have to take back.
Okay.
Parish development model, however much we have 30% from the 70% per parish. But of course it has an interest of 6%.
So that is riba.
That is riba, which is contrary to our teachings.
Oh.
We have a Myoga. It's also a good program, but it also have interest of 10%. We end up leaving the biggest population out of these programs.
Okay. So are you in touch with the system so that the thing can be rectified?
Of course, these are national programs.
Because I heard His Eminence putting out the same message.
These are national programs, and I have been advocating for this for so long.
Oh.
Because we think that we are the most affected group in all the government programs. There is no any government program which comes without an interest. We are lucky that recently Parliament passed the Financial Institution Bill 2023, where Islamic banking will also be a product in most of the commercial banks.
Okay.
We pray that the president has set that bill into a law. But we also pray that if the bill is asserted into law, let the government include that into its programs.
Wow. Okay.
Because I think that's where we shall start to benefit. But for now,
you're not benefiting.
Government programs are there, but we are not benefiting.
The good thing that you a structure and you're a leader, I think you could find a way on how to sit down with your fellow leaders, come up with a lasting solution for that.
Of course, we can have a lasting solution, but these are a religious teaching. Of course,
what I'm thinking that these programs can be tailored. Some people call them Islamized into a system that can suit you.
Of course, that will be called to the government.
Oh, okay.
But you cannot have a certain region having the same program, but having different
Oh.
different way of running it.
So how could what could be the best solution?
The best solution is to have a special program to certain groups. Like for the Muslim youth, we are here, we are very energetic, we are Ugandans, but the programs are not benefiting us. Like the parish development model, it's a good program. People are benefiting from it. People received 1M in our villages.
But you're just looking.
But for us, we are nowhere to be seen, because if I go there, of course, I will only remind myself that that is contrary to my religion.
Oh.
But remember, we have a right to practice our religions in Uganda.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's part of our rights.
Okay, thank you so much for that. That's a good. I think that is a good start, Honorable Habib. Now, let's go back to our structures now, because sometimes when new leaders come up and take up these positions, you tend to move with literates and leave out the illiterates. And according to your docket, you have more of the illiterates and illiterates. So I'm going to curb up this gap.
Now, of course, most of our young people failed to get secular education. Let me call it secular education. Because of financial constraint, I was in Fort Portal last week.
Okay.
I managed to meet with some youth around Fort Portal town.
Muslim youth.
Muslim youth, of course. One, financial constraint caused a lot of problems in our Muslim youth. They have failed to attain a basic education. But they are our youth.
True.
And you have to be with them.
And you're their leader.
And I am their leader. So we are coming up with a lot of programs which we shall make sure that it is inclusive, where the illiterates and the literates
can benefit,
can all be beneficiaries of these programs. That's why in my statements I've been crying to the government all the time to make sure that
before crying into the government, you said you have your parliament, the General Assembly. Why do you jump into the government before going through the General Assembly?
Of course, the government is the supreme.
Yeah, but then
body
you have, if you following
this country, and I know it very well that I'm following all the criteria I have to go through to make our communications clear. The General Assembly is well aware of what I'm talking about.
Because what I know, if the General Assembly can come up with maybe a statement, then you go with, it becomes a policy, then you can move with that policy.
Of course, His Eminence the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Dr. Ramadan Mubajje, have been advocating for this. You have been hearing it on different TVs.
No, I know.
Has been telling the government that we need inclusivity in all the government programs. So His Eminence is our supreme leader.
I know.
Whatever he speaks, he speaks it on our behalf.
On your behalf.
So mine is just a supplement of what he has been saying for long. Recently, we launched a strategic plan.
Okay.
2023 to 2028.
5 years.
5 years. We shall extend it to 10 years, where we considered all the programs of the NDP and others, the Sustainable Development Goals. We want to look at, we want to make sure that at least we create a difference from what has been here for so long.
Okay.
We don't want to be this leadership which cries.
I know. There's a lot of
Lord.
lamentations every time.
We want to create a leadership which works. And we are working for the local people. And we want to see a vibrant Uganda Muslim Stream Council.
Okay.
And this has started, and we have started now. And we are not stopping.
Okay.
From what we have created, we shall make sure that by the end of the 5 years,
at least
we shall have been reached somewhere.
Honorable Habib, as everyone, when you are showing offices or we are contesting for a higher position, we come up with either manifesto or targets and objectives. What were your objectives when you are showing?
Actually, my manifesto was only 1 or 2 things. One or two things. I didn't come up with a box of brochures.
Okay, let's look at the 2.
As other leaders came in. But the first foremost point in my manifesto was unity.
Unity
amongst the Muslim youth.
Okay.
I've been telling people that let us not engage ourselves into religious fights.
Okay, the infights.
Because we have our own problems as Muslim youths. I don't want to see a youth involving himself or herself into fights which have been here for long.
And you don't know the root cause of this.
We don't know the root cause of these problems.
I don't know why these people are fighting.
We don't know. We don't even know. For us, we came in, we found them fighting.
So you leave them fight till the end.
Let them fight until when they will see that let us
fighting
stop.
is taking them nowhere.
It's upon them. But ours, let us unite ourselves into one umbrella. I look at UMS Youth Council as a uniting body of all Muslim youth in Uganda.
One day, I'm waiting for that day when you go to Chibuli Mosque and put out such a same message.
Of course, if time reach, I will go. Because, one, we are Muslims.
Okay.
And we have one unifying body. That is Uganda Muslim Stream Council. It is well known and it is well recognized by URSB. It's a well registered entity. It's known by the government of Uganda. So it's not an organization which is working under the corridor.
I'm waiting for you to go to Nakasero, to go to Chibuli, and even others.
Actually, I've been praying in most of the mosques.
Okay, mashallah.
Even Nakasero, I go there. You know it very well that Sheikh Kamunga is our good friend.
I know. Not even a good friend, but a part of the Supreme Council.
But we are not looking at those old clerics. For me, I'm looking at the young people. I don't want them to be dragged in the disunity, in the disputes which have been here for so long.
For years.
For years. Not that because a certain leader is not praying from Chibuli, it also stops me from going to Chibuli. Not that because a certain leader is not praying from Nakasero, I will also not go
to Nakasero.
I am a leader of all the Muslims,
and they should also embrace
in Uganda.
Okay.
If you talk of Uganda, we are talking in all the areas bordering Uganda.
Sovereign. Okay.
So I don't want to see any youth dragged into these discussions. Zendiwe Kampala Mukade, Zendiwe Chibuli. Those are
not for you.
Debates which are meant for a certain group of people.
Not youth.
Not the youth. Ours is to look at, we revamp what have been stepped on for so long.
Okay, the second one, that is the first one, unity.
My first one is unity. The second point was empowerment.
Okay. Empowerment as in, okay.
Empowering the Muslim youth. I want to inform you that Muslim youth have been stepped on for so long.
What do you mean by stepping on them?
We are not empowered. I don't want to deceive here that Muslim youth are okay. If you go around town, you will find out that Muslim youth are the one doing what we call, how can I term this?
Casual jobs?
Should I call them
I don't
casual?
know. I don't know what you call them.
Okay, let us call them casual works. If you go around town,
Or you didn't encourage them to go to school.
we have learned colleagues.
Okay. And they are okay, right?
They are not okay
Why?
because they are not empowered. That was my second point, core point.
So how are you going to empower these youth?
One, to sit with them, to see how we can come up with different policies which can empower them. We are looking at empowering both the literates and the illiterates.
Okay.
Because the 75% is not a small population. It's the biggest population, and we have many young people who are still coming up. But remember, we didn't have a voice
Okay.
who can speak for them. Our clerics,
Why do you blame the clerics?
I'm not blaming any cleric.
Okay.
I am only talking on behalf of the youth.
Okay.
Our clerics have been good, but the voice of the
And
youth...
they have nurtured the Mustafas we are seeing now.
Yes, true. I cannot say that they
How
didn't
come for you
nurture us.
came out and be the Mustafa? What happened to those ones?
I want to create many Mustafas.
Okay.
The point behind the empowerment, I want to create many Mustafas so that they get involved in not only Muslim leadership, but also in local leadership. Because we have to reach where the decisions are made from.
Honorable, are you aware that education is one of the key aspects if you're to empower youth and the young ones?
Yes,
So do you have any programs in education sector?
Yes. I found some programs running at Uganda Muslim Stream Council, and I also created some. We have ongoing computer training at the headquarters.
True.
It's free of charge.
That is one.
That is one of the ventures we have created to make sure that we create a group of people who are learned and they can create an impact to the society. We have our university, the Islamic Call University at the headquarters. It has given us slots to only the Muslim youth to make sure that they come, they grab those slots, full bursaries to come, and they get different certificates,
Qualifications and whatever.
diplomas, degrees. We want to have a Muslim youth who can sit down. When he speaks, they will only understand that this is the Muslim youth.
So in this regard, how are you benchmarking with other sectors so that at least you go and lobby for your fellow youth?
Of course, from the 7 month, I can say that I've tried to move.
Okay.
The UNESCO's, different embassies, Faraja Uganda, and other organizations.
What about government?
Of course, we have streamlined with other government ministries. Of course, not much. You know the bureaucracies
True.
in government organizations and departments.
But if you get it through the Mufti, I think it can be very easy.
Of course, Mufti has also tried so hard. I can tell that he has tried so hard to make sure that our voices have been heard from different departments. But of course, you cannot judge something just in 7 months.
I know. So it's still a long journey?
Yeah, it's still a long journey. we shall push until our terms comes to end, and others will start from there. But we shall make sure that we deliver what we promised our people.
Yeah, I remember one time you said, you must understand us, the youth. We must be there one day. So you must give us our way. What were you meaning?
Actually, I was trying to mean, because these have been a narrative for so long, people have been telling us, you are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of tomorrow. You are the leaders of tomorrow. But we don't know when tomorrow will come.
So you want to grab the tomorrow today?
No, we are not grabbing the tomorrow today, but we are trying to inform them
that in the tomorrow,
since the tomorrow will never come, today we have come.
Okay.
And we are not here by mistake. We are here because we are supposed to be here. And one day we shall sit in those very positions we have seated in.
You're telling your Muslim colleagues, or
anywhere around the country, whether is the LOC1 chairperson, you must know that at least one day, one time, a youth will come and take up this position. Whether it's LOC5 chairman, whether is an MP, whether anywhere,
the youth must be there one day.
The youth must be there one day, because if you look at the statistics, our life expectancy have been dropping down.
Okay.
Around 65 to 75, people are now dropping down. But you have this energetic force
which is coming
up now. People are in 20s, but you might think that they are in 40s.
True.
They are very sharp and they are vigor to take up these positions.
And they are the same people you're telling us that they are marginalized. If someone is marginalized, cannot have that vigor you're saying.
Of course, we are pushing ourselves to be in spaces where people think that we are not supposed to be there. When you see a youth coming up in a certain position, they'll just say, "Abana bato." But abana oyo achali mwana muto. He cannot do anything altogether. So, since people are stepping on us, they are telling us that we are achali mwana muto. We are trying to bring up ourselves.
You're creating a point. You're creating a case that we are not young.
We are informing them that however much we are young, but we can deliver.
Oh, so you're fighting for your existence or your space?
Of course. Population.
I know.
But just because people are not recognizing our presence.
Who is just because you said the new UMSC constitution has already recognized you and has already given you structures, and now you're here telling us that they're not recognizing you. Don't you think the two words are non-tallying?
It depends on how you understand it.
Make me understand it better.
But my point is, it's not only positions. I remember telling you that it's about inclusion.
Because when you have the positions, you can use the positions to lobby.
Of course. If inclusion does not stop on positions.
Honorable Abibu, you, the national chairman, already you're in a position and have the mandate to lobby. So every youth is going to look upon you to lobby for what you're lamenting for.
Of course, I'm not telling the youth that we cannot do anything.
So
no, I cannot tell the youth that we cannot do anything. Of course, we have done a lot. From the 7 months we have stayed in power, and we are still doing much.
Can you give them hope?
Of course, we have hope. But this is a voice I'm sending to the decision makers that we are here. And
let them involve
we don't have where to go. I'm not sending the voice to the UMSC. I'm sending the voice to the concerned.
UMSC.
I'm meaning the government of Uganda.
Why are you putting the UMSC aside? Because it's part of the structure.
Because UMSC is just a small entity.
No, they are making decisions for the Muslims in
Yes, but it's just a small entity from the bigger thing. We are looking at the bigger picture. We are looking at where decisions are made. We are looking at ministries. We are looking at youth line departments altogether. We are looking at the Parliament of Uganda. We want, it's not...
When UMSC come up with a decision and comes up with a policy, don't you think it can be pushed from the General Assembly into the Parliament?
Yes.
Then why are you leaving it at behind?
Let me draw this too. If I'm drawing straight to the government, it means that we have been trying so hard
through UMSC.
As UMSC.
Okay.
To make sure that these things happens, but they are not happening. So I'm not talking out of blue.
Okay.
to go direct to the government. And it's not that I'm putting UMS aside. UMS has been here for long, and it has been fighting for the interest of the Muslim for long.
True.
Just because the voices are not being heard well, there are those problems which they have solved. We want to say that the government have not done anything. It has done, but it's not enough.
Even allocating the for the budget, where the elections where you participated.
Yes, that's why I say it's not that they have not given us anything.
Okay.
They have been providing for long, but it's not enough. We need more.
Oh, okay.
And we know where the source, we are requesting from the source.
Oh, okay.
We cannot stop from requesting. You cannot stop yourself that today,
I'm okay.
I will stop there that I'm okay.
Okay.
No, it's not yet over.
Okay.
That's why I'm driving my point direct to the concerned.
Oh, mashallah. Honorable, you've been included in the induction process and inducting the Muslim leaders. You've been to northern region, that is the Lira. You are in Kampala, that is East, West and Kampala region, that is UMS Kampala. Then you've been to Fort Portal. What are those challenges, according to these travels, you noted down and say, I have to work on this and this and this because this is affecting our youth?
We held successfully 3 orientations of members of the General Assembly, members of the management on the region, and the regional assistants to the move from all the regions, the Majlis Ulamas, and the Shura councils.
Okay, for the 3 regions.
From all the regions of Uganda.
Okay, they're done now.
We started with the Lira. Which had the 5 Muslim regions. All members were there. We came to Kampala, to the headquarters, where 3 Muslim regions were there with all its members. We went to Fort Portal.
That was the last one?
Yeah.
Fort Portal, okay.
Yeah, Fort Portal was the last one, where we had Ankole Chigezi Muslim region and Abunyoro Toro Muslim regions. We engaged with Muslim leaders across the country. Actually, the main point of those orientations were to induct responsibilities as the newly elected leaders and how they can empower the people they lead.
Okay.
To also to inform them that it's they are responsible for the people they lead and other. And
to the orientation, I think you interacted with those youth.
Yes, yes. Now I'm coming to the point of the people we engaged with. Outside the orientations. Of course, you cannot go to the orientation and sit there and you fail to engage with the people outside the orientation. One is awareness. Most of our Muslim youth, just since because this structure is still new, they are not aware of their leadership.
Their roles?
Their leadership, that they now have is steady,
a Honorable Mustafa
and their leadership where they can go and address their problem or their challenges from. I'm not meaning the leaders, I'm meaning the local people around the areas I've been. Because you go introduce yourself, hey, Assalamu alaikum, how are you? I am Honorable Habib Mustafa, the national chairman of the Muslim youth in Uganda. Hey, since when?
Do you have even the youth leader?
Yeah, so they don't know that. I think we need a lot to do. We have a lot to do to make sure that we create awareness from the mosque level to the national level to make youth aware that they have their leadership. They have a fully fledged secretariat.
We have 1 minute to go.
They have a fully
we have 1 minute to go, mashallah. Give us brief summarize everything, inshallah.
As I summarize, I thank the management of UBC
mashallah
for giving us this opportunity to coming up to speak about the challenges of the youth and what is UMS Youth Council, who is Honorable Habib Mustafa and others. I'm very, very honored to be here today. But my last information to the youth, that let us be united. Let us not be dragged in disputes which are not helping us. Let us go down. Let us be hard work. Let us work hard so that we become the good leaders of tomorrow. We have been informing this to our people.
You're repeating that. I like that. For tomorrow.
Yeah, we have been informing this to our leaders that tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, we shall be great leaders of this generation.
Thank you so much, brother Honorable Habib Mustafa, for your time and for the good discussion, mashallah. At least it has been one of the platforms for awareness, at least, mashallah. I want to thank everyone who has been following UBC TV. Brother Honorable Habib Mustafa has been with us and he has shared a lot for the youth. At least now, Muslim youth, you have something to take home. You have your structures. You follow your structures from the mosque to the top. I want to thank the production team for the good production, mashallah. I'm Rashid Chiwanuka. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يريد الفناء ورب السماء فيا أمتي أنصتوا واسمعوا فجل الأمور بدت في خفاء قنابلهم كالسموم تدار فما من صدوق وما من إخاء فجرهم يحاك لكم أمتي يريد الفناء ورب السماء فيا أمتي أنصتوا واسمعوا فجل الأمور بدت في خفاء قنابلهم كالسموم تدار فما من صدوق وما من إخاء وما من إخاء.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Tonight on UBC.
I've heard that there are twins who don't share a DNA.
We did it in our facility.
And these two children in one womb.
Yes.
Were for different fathers.
Yes.
You are being blamed of breaking families.
DNA does not break marriages. It helps people who would be fighting to come and confirm.
What advice would you give in a way of handling children that have not been found to be in the positive?
This one goes to men. You have to counsel yourself. Think about your father. Has your father ever tested you?
Tonight on UBC. This weekend on UBC.
When it's time for you to embrace that character, I mean, the Stella Nate that came from home to the door of governor, that is Stella Nate. I forget about her. Now that's it. I enter the new character. It's like I get possessed in a good way though.
When a lion is dining, the gazelle waits his turn.
Acting is behaving truthfully under imaginary circumstances. For Stella, it hasn't always been easy, from playing powerful roles to villains. But here's the thing, opinions change. Films last forever. This conversation is about finding that one thing you're truly passionate about.
This weekend on UBC.
The cost of rape in Kampala City, who will emerge champion in saving innocence of teenage girls? I'm a drag teacher. The best school will raise the Nobel Humanitarian Award for the dignity of a girl.
Rewriting Destiny, supporting Second Chance Education Program of the Government of Uganda. Championed by